Alright guys, now that we had a little time to decompress from that game, and that's why I like making my videos right after the game, because you can see, you know, how excited I am or mad I am or whatever. And you know, a lot of people thought I was going to should be matter, but Tony Romo does not hurt me anymore, people. He does not hurt me anymore. And Romo, I mean, I've defended him myself. You've seen the video of Leave Tony Romo alone and several others, and a lot of you have defended Tony Romo over and over, but he just can't keep doing that to us. We've got to go to our jobs the next day. We've got to go hang around with our family, and they're laughing at Tony Romo, and all we can do is say, but he's like complete 77% of his passes, and he's got all. We just spat stats out because that's all we can do. So it's got to stop, man. And when I was telling somebody else, with all the inexperienced players we have out there and all the rookies that we're trying to see what they can do and this and that, with all this going on, the one person we don't need to be making critical mistakes is our veteran quarterback, the one who's supposed to be leading the team, because that's one way he can lose the team. And no matter how much we support him or not, if he loses that locker room, which he was on the verge of last year, a lot of you don't want to accept it, but he made some very questionable throws when we went 1-4, 1-5 at the start of last season. Some very questionable throws was made by him during that whole stretch. But a lot of people didn't want to realize it. A lot of people didn't want to accept it, but the locker room did. And so you saw Martellus Bennett even suggest that Kitna should be looked at as a starter. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what we think. We can think he's great. We can think he's bad. It matters what that locker room thinks. Because if that locker room lose faith in him, he's in big trouble. But I don't want to absolve him from one of those mistakes. I cannot absolve. He's on the TV now. They're talking about Romo. Oh, Tony. Oh no. Jeez, I gotta rewind that and watch it. But I don't want to absolve him from the fumble, or totally absolve him for the fumble, because I believe that there was some very, very suspect play calling. And as a lot of you know, that's my problem with Jason Garrett. That's been my problem with Jason Garrett from day one. It's suspect play calling. And I was even thinking, you know, yesterday, maybe Jason Garrett is a brilliant head coach, because I like the stuff he's doing. I like the attitude. I like all the Landry-esque things that he's doing. But maybe he's not that great at calling plays as an offense coordinator. You know what I'm saying? It takes, and that was my thing with him, it takes, you know, time to be groomed to be that. You can't just, you know, go from a player to be offense coordinator. You have to be coming up through the ranks of that type of profession. So I don't know. All I know is Witten went down to the 3-yard line. We had 3 chances to get it in the end zone, and we passed 3 times. We didn't need to do that. We really didn't need to do that. Running the ball would have been okay. We would have been running the clock down. And if we just have to settle for a field goal, then gosh darn it, we have to settle for a field goal. We'll just go up 2 scores with, you know, and leave it to our defense that have been playing well to this point against Mark Sanchez, who, if you give him opportunities to make mistakes, he will. So, you know, to me, the smart move would have been run 3 times, then get in, aw shucks, let's kick this field goal. But not Jason Garrett. We passed the first time. Then, on the second down, it was the biggest foreshadowing that I've ever seen in my life. Tony Romo threw the ball to Miles, and Antonio Cromartie, if he just turned a split second earlier, he could have snatched that ball, and with his 96 speed on Madden, would have been gone. Completely gone, and nobody would have catched him. Tie game right there. So that was like, whoa, we dodged the bullet there. Let's just run this ball and kick this field goal and go up by 2 scores. It didn't do that. We called another pass play, sent Romo back to the pass. Now, at this point is when the blame comes to Romo, because you are a veteran quarterback in this league now. You should have a time clock in your head. You should have a time management thing in your head. You should have what do you call it? Crisis management things in your head. You should have all these things in your head to where when you see that you're going down right there, just throw the ball out of bounds, throw the ball out of the end zone, go down, protect the ball. All kind of game-saving instincts. So one of them should click in. none clicked in for Tony Romo. Only thing that clicked in to Tony Romo, which a lot of us love about him, but the only thing that clicked in was, I got to get in this end zone. Didn't care. I mean, the ball was just barely knocked out. I mean, but you have to know that when you're playing, especially teams like the Chicago Bears, when you're up and they're behind or whatever, every down they're stripping that ball, and the ball's going to come out if you don't have it tight. So don't put yourself in that situation. Just go down, kick the field goal, and go off. But didn't do it. And you see what happened, and that led to, our demise right there. All right, the second thing I want to deal with, that's my Jason Garrett thing, and then the Jason Garrett thing with the offensive line. I was blown away by him watching the game. I was like, wow, these guys are holding the fort. These guys are doing good. Wow, I'm amazed. So this morning I actually took the NFL Network has a great little thing in the stat section. It's offensive line stats. You got to check it out. It's awesome. So according to that, we're ranked the 21st offensive line of last week, which is not bad, not the worst in the league or whatever. But I said, let me look at last year, and last year we were ranked 11th overall in the offensive lines in the league. So we gave up 4 sacks. We gave up 4 sacks and 6 pressures. And the 4 sacks, if you put 4 times 16, that is 64. Making sure my math is okay. But 4 times 16, 64, and that also equals 96 hits on the quarterback with 6 hits per game. So that's a lot. And I wasn't thinking. I was like, whoa, man, if we perform like that every game, then it's going to be like this. You know what I'm saying? So, and the offensive line, but last year they did, I have it here, I think, 31 sacks. They only gave up 31 sacks last year and 75 hits. So we're on pace to give up twice as many sacks as last year. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? I had to. It's like, it's so weird. It's reality versus, perception. My perception was, wow, those guys really did good. But when you look at the numbers, it's like, wow, there's a lot of places where we can improve on to make sure that Tony Romo doesn't get hit actually this many times. Because if he gets hit this many times, we won't even have him to complain about. That makes situations even worse. I mean, I'll complain about him, but I'm still happy we got him. Better than nothing. The offensive line also, the thing that worried me in that game is Jason Garrett feels like he has to pass on 3rd and goals and things of that sort because of the offensive line. Maybe they're not big enough. When you looked at the offensive line stats, all our runs were behind free. We ran every single time we ran behind free except for one. We ran one behind Tyron, and we ran none in the middle. Everything was over behind free. So maybe we don't feel like we can run, behind this line in short yardage situation, which was my fear coming into this year. My fear was that we become the Philadelphia Eagles, who we've watched them year after year, give the ball to Westbrook, 3rd and 2, not going to happen. Give the ball to Shady, the 3rd and 2, not going to happen. Different players, same problem. It's because they're not built to get that short yardage. And that reared his ugly head. 1st and goal from the 3, and we couldn't punch it in with the run, or didn't even try to punch it in with the run because we didn't trust it or something, maybe. I don't know. And then at the end, we decided to trust our running game there at 3rd and 2 to get the ball to Choice, and there was no place to run. Choice fought to get a yard, but there was just no place to run, and we couldn't get up any push on that defensive line. So that worries me, guys, because what will happen is the aggressive style that we play, we have to keep the foot on the pedal the whole entire game. Which when you do that late in the game, when you're up by points and you start throwing in late in the game, you open yourself up to have potential problems. Number one, the defense is going to be playing out of their mind at that time. They're going to be trying to generate a turnover. They're going to be blitzing like crazy. They're going to be doing everything to try to stop you or whatever. So sometimes we can get a big play off of them and crunch the game and make the game over. Or sometimes they'll get a big play off us and come back and beat us, kind of like the Jets did. So I don't like that gambling style. I'd rather have a big bruising back with some big old snot knob offensive linemen that when we get up by a couple of scores, you ain't gonna stop us. We're gonna get first down, tick, 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 first down, tick, 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 first down, first down, first down. But now we have to still rely on draws, screens, chancy plays to keep the clock going when we're up. So that, I didn't even think of that until I saw the game, and said, wow, we're playing with a lead. Is this team built to play with a lead? You know what I'm saying? So that goes on Garrett as far as the structure of the offense and the structure of the team. So again, I have utmost respect, as always, and admiration for the guys that was out there on the field. They gave their hearts out. Ware played out of his mind. I mean, the defense played out of their mind and gave incredible individual efforts. But I think the two people that have been on my watch list for the last year or so, or last 2 years, Jason Garrett and Tony Romo, both of those two guys, I'm sorry, those two guys let the team down. They did. They did. I want to include the special teams in that block punt, but I think that was just a Rex Ryan outcoaching our special teams right there. I think he did a little special play to send his fastest guy up the middle to block it because they needed it, and they was going to use that play when they needed it. And I think they got us. They got us with one. So that's all. I guess I'll make another video talking about the 49ers on Thursday and upload it. But we could have been, if we had pulled that game out, we'd have been in such a totally different mentality. We all are feeling good about our team. I know we all are feeling good about our team. I just don't want the elites, the people who are supposed to do their job. I don't want them to mess it up for the others anymore. And Jason Garrett and Tony Romo, both of you did this game. All right.